Well, I apparently cannot have the big regional radar up because it wants to crash. In the meantime, since that time when we had problems, guess what? 65 mile per hour wind gusts running through Rugby. So I mentioned that. We had a little concern with that as that was going through. Was a little surprised maybe they didn't continue on with that severe thunderstorm warning. That area now is all the way up to Willow City and Overly in north central parts of North Dakota. Not much for hail, but we're just dealing more so with these winds now that are moving quickly, very quickly to the north. So Dunseith, Overly, Botno, Gardena, Kelvin, East Dunseith, Shell Valley, Belcourt, you're looking at the potential for some strong winds heading your way. Along with that time when I was having issues, I was also looking at this. That caught my eye. And why wouldn't it? It's got some rotation in it. Actually has a little hook associated with it. So who knows? During that time of my unscheduled shutdown of this stupid machine, where it can't seem to handle more than just a few things, we potentially had our one at least decent shot at maybe at least some rotation and who knows what else. So yeah, that was perfect timing. Train spotter in the meantime near Botno. 1 3/4 inch hail. So that was fun. Nice clouds running through Minot right now. But I don't understand it. I've seen people run these live streams with laptops, just mere laptops. And that's it. It's a laptop. That's what I ran it with when I first started. And they seemingly they run for hours. Everybody else could do these severe streams and run for hours. I buy this expensive computer and it can't handle it. And it crashes. And it pisses me off. Because I'm very surprised that wasn't the time when this thing decided to actually take off and go tornado warned. Thankfully it didn't. But I can't bring up the regional radar, otherwise this might shut down again. So that sucks. So apparently, whatever I've got when it comes to computer-wise needs fixing. So I need to add some stuff to it. I've said it for a long time. I thought this could handle it. Apparently it's not. It's just not going to. Anyway, we've got a very large storm system, a very large cell out there west of South Dakota, west of Spearfish, Rapid City, south of Gillette. Golf ball sized hail. 60 mile per hour winds. Maybe even larger. I mean, it's looking like some very large hail heading towards Upton, Sundance, running probably going to run around the north side of the Black Hills. We've got another one to the south. $50 sized hail associated with that one. So we've been talking about this all night. in that we're going to watch these storms as it came in later. We've had a few cells out further east that were severe warned for a bit. This one now, Murdu, is about the only one left that's got some kind of hail associated with it. And it might be over an inch, inch and a half north of Murdu and into Draper. But north of I-90 heading kind of towards Purish at this point. But within the coverage area itself, within the Dakotas, really the only thing is this area of wind, this band of wind moving into north central parts of North Dakota at this point. So some strong winds moving through Dunseith and Botno and East Dunseith and Kelvin. And in the meantime, we hope, we pray, we cross our fingers that this piece of junk of a computer can handle whatever I'm throwing at it. I'm pissed. Here's Minot. Some of those storms going through at this point. Nothing severe warned, but just interesting nonetheless. So we've got Minot up there, up above us, or to our left, or I should say. We've got some strong winds running through Dunseith. And that's about it. We're going to be waiting for the winds or the storms to come out of Wyoming. I did eat. And now I'm ready to drink. Because that was maddening. I completely rebooted my computer, and it still didn't work. Still froze. Determined I can't have the regional radar up. It's just too much. Too much for my piece of crap computer. And that's what it is. It's a piece of crap. So about 30 minutes ago, there was 1-inch hail in Rosebud, South Dakota, in Todd County. Looks like we got a couple of smaller areas that might still have some hail with it. North of Murdu, west of White River. Doesn't look like it's much for winds at this point. So we're mainly looking at the hail. And then this area south of Gillette that will eventually move into South Dakota late tonight. So I don't know what to do. I want to bring up that other radar because it's helpful. I might try and bring up radar Omega. Can I do settings? Can I do settings? Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, I know they can. They can be upgraded. They can be fixed. It's just frustrating when you stick money into something and it doesn't work the way you had hoped. That's all. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So we're still looking at... Well, we got a little bit of rotation once again. We've got some stronger winds east of Botno, west of Dunseith, heading north. Maybe some rotation associated with it. Actually, not bad, actually, at all. So, perhaps there's a little something in through there. But there's not much of an updraft. But you never know. It might be, well, that's actually not bad at all. A little couplet there northeast of Botno that's been able to ramp up here. Nothing strong when it comes to an updraft, but we got a little something there that bears a little bit of watching. At least northeast of Botno. Yeah, we'll see what the next scan brings here after a bit. A couple little areas just got some spin to it at the very least. We probably got some strong winds at the very least, moving northward into Kelvin, Dunseith, East Dunseith, and eventually going to be moving into Manitoba. Botno, Souris. Yeah, some of these winds are ramping up there. In the meantime, yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe you get a little land spout or just something, some little bit of rotation in with that. Oh. But we're definitely looking at some stronger winds moving northward, heading towards the border, running towards the north border. It's getting the heck out of here. It says, see you later, North Dakota. I want to get out of here, but in the meantime, I'm going to bring some winds with me. And I look over at my stream, and it says I'm still streaming, so that's a miracle. So we've got, there we go. We got a little bit of a couplet dying off a little bit more now, but still, at the very least, maybe a little bit of rotation going on. Probably some stronger winds running through here. But kind of the last dying breath here across North Dakota. You can see nothing else going on the radar. Rapid City. No severe thunderstorm warnings. A couple of areas around Murdu. I'm actually maybe somewhat surprised. At least they don't have a little something out for this one cell north of Murdu. Looks like it's potent enough that might issue a warning with at least 1 inch hail, but nonetheless, we've got this big cell with 2 inch hail, 60 mile per hour wind gusts moving east at about 35 miles per hour. So this is about an hour out. So we're still looking at 9:30 Mountain Time. By the time it just kind of reaches the far western Black Hills, not even into South Dakota yet. It's probably going to be looking about another hour and a half by the time that cell makes it into South Dakota. Interesting. But eventually those storms will get there, and we've got no other severe warnings. No warnings across the Dakotas. Everything's been let go. We've got a little couplet there still. So maybe just keep an eye on that northeast of Botno yet for just a little bit. For just a little bit. Well, and then that last frame came in and there's nothing there anymore. So looks like that's pretty much about all she wrote for North Dakota and South Dakota. That was fun. Hey, we're going to try Radar Omega and see if we can't crash this sumbitch again. How about that? Okay, we've got Radar Omega up. It's running on my sideline. I'm going to push it over to my summary. You're not going to see me, but I'm going to try to bring up the Radar Omega on the side. Will it blend? We'll see. It's a miracle. It's alive. Look at that. Look at that. Radar Omega to the rescue. Well, maybe, depends. We'll see what happens. That could spell doom for my WSV3, and that's okay because I pay for that. I mean, I did for Radar Omega as well, but when the last on the city. Rapid City. Yappa. All right, well, that's up and running. see. Oh, what? What? I'm very, very confused. There is a what? What the hell are you talking about? Oh. It's like what severe thunderstorm warning? Oh, this one. The one that I said probably should be warned and they finally did it. Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Jones County and central South Dakota, northeast Stanley County until 10 p.m. Central Time. This was located 8 miles south of Went or 60 miles north of Murdu, moving north at 60 mile per hour winds and quarter-sized hail. This is radar indicated. Hail damage vehicles is expected to expect wind damage to roofs, sidings, and trees. Locations include Went. Yeah, I need to get one of those. I need to get one of those drinks. So this is south of Pier. And kind of tracking north, maybe slightly west as well with that particular storm. Yes, there are a lot of nice options out there. I think I might have one of those options. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was just the gods telling me playtime is over. We've got some time before these storms make it into South Dakota once again. Sorry. I think I'm gonna try and roll this over to automated mode completely. and then watch these storms as it comes into South Dakota a little later. Been a long day already. It's been a long day. So not sure if I'll be on tomorrow. If anything does develop, I'll try to have I'll have the automated stuff up basically. And try to watch from that angle. I've got a couple things going tomorrow evening. Yep, we've got a marginal risk. See if they upgraded at all or not. I think it just depends on how things played out today. And they didn't really ramp up too much, so it doesn't give me a ton of hope for tomorrow, but maybe it's more so how some of these storms move through overnight. That'll play a part. So I'm going to try and switch over to a different scene. It shouldn't drop out. Hopefully it doesn't drop out. If it does drop out, if the stream drops, I'll probably just let it go until maybe this South Dakota stuff comes closer. So we'll give it a try. Let's have faith in the computer, right? We're going to have faith. Yeah, so the main areas tomorrow are just going to be North Dakota, northeast North Dakota, northwest Minnesota, and then kind of like tonight, these storms coming out of Wyoming and into South Dakota late. That's going to be the main theme going into Wednesday night and Thursday night, possibly even Friday night. And then Saturday is going to be an interesting setup for Minnesota, so we'll keep on top of that as we get a little later into the week. So we're going to try and flip this over and keep this thing rolling on the automated side. And we'll see you on the chat.